The last part to create here on 4.2 is this pear-shaped cam. So this is going to be something that we use for the Automata project. And well, let's just jump right into it. I see, when I look at it, a big circle, a small circle, and some lines that connect them. So we're going to have to use some geometric constraints here. There's a square that's right in the middle, and that should be enough to get it done. So let's go for a new part. If we want to display the same as what we just had, we want to start with it on this plane, be the XY plane. So I always want to start with that little dot there, and it says that the radius of this is 1.25, but circles measure by diameter. Notice how the line goes all the way across. So I can type in 1.25 times 2. So if I took just part of this, it'd say the radius is 1.25. That's from the center going out as radius, from here to here is diameter. Let's go straight up above it. So notice how I get like a dotted line if I just move my mouse straight up. And even if I move my cursor a little left or a little right, the dot stays in the center. That means it's lined up. So the top one has a radius of a ½ inch. So I'm going to type in 0.5 times 2. I could just type in 1. But with more complicated numbers, you might do this. Let's just switch off to line. We'll draw a line on each side. And now we're going to use some geometric constraints. I'm going to use a tangent constraint to say that this line is going to touch this circle on just one point. This is touching at just one point here. This is just touching here, and this is just touching here. Now notice that didn't stay lined up like I wanted it to, so I'm going to click my vertical constraint. It's going to make this point and this point lined up vertically. And I have some extra bits on the top and the bottom of this. So I'm going to right click and go back to trim off the top of that there, the bottom of the circle, the top of that there, and then the extra bits here, here, and here. So that's most of what I want. I'm going to extrude it. It says it's 0.125 thick. And now let's make one more sketch on it. I'm going to use a let's do a 2-point center. So I'm going to define the center, and if I move my mouse out, it's going to make that first spot that I click the center. I can kind of fix the other ones based off of that. It is a 0.125 tab 0.125, and it's right in the middle of that circle. I know because I made you all start the circle on the origin. So another good reason to do that. A lot of your later geometry might be connected to it. Let's cut that. Distance is all, just in case we change something later. And let's save it. So save. We'll put this back in as Thorn for Inventor. 4.2. This will be 4.2.4.